sunscreen or anything, and I bought a hat. But if we're not going to be walking a lot, we'll be walking some.
Bring the hat.
You're all using it. Stay on your Earth's way.
Oh,
We're not as old as he is.
So who are we waiting for? We're waiting for Uncle Lou. Oh, here's Manila. And Debbie. Hello. And the Mulvers are just leaving Surrey. No. Yeah. So I said, well, meet us at the house, and maybe you can meet us in South Florida. How are we going to find us? You know what?
This is nothing. You there?
Where's your point?
I don't know.
I am so excited for him. I'm so excited. Because I've heard in all these years about where he lives and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, I knew your this is so much fun. So who else is meeting us here?
I don't know. No.
Okay, so there is one. You get two. That's you. Come on, Elliot. I have the number.
This is Elliot.
RP. All right, I'm leaving. Where's Kelly? I'm going to City. Okay, well, where's Aunt Debbie? All right.
That's exactly what the late arrival thing. That's a little low.
How about you hold it?
Elliot, hold it up. Oh, you have to stay. Elliot, stay here. Now what do we do? Here.
And then once I see him, I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then on 3, yes. And then go 1, 2, 3 again, and then go.
I don't remember. You just say, and don't see the roses are red until.
Yeah. Then on the
Signal it.
okay, second 3.
Yeah, we're
Once I see him, I'll go 1, 2, 3, and then on 3.
Jacob, you're really happy, aren't you?
What is this?
Get in there, Nick. Let him get one.
This is the surprise part that I was talking about.
I don't believe it.
Just let him stand here. There's just stop and absorb.
Roses are red, violets are blue. Forget about the students. We want to tour with you.
Damn. Yay.
Happy birthday!
I don't believe it.
Good job, you guys.
Stand still. Everybody.
Potty break, anyone?
Potty break. This is potty Good job, you guys.
We got random people off the street.
How's your blood pressure, Dad?
Just to get in the trolley.
Mom, do you have the keys?
Happy birthday.
We're going to do a potty break. You have your
Oh my God.
Dad, do you have your keys?
Happy birthday, Elliot!
Can we have your keys, Dad?
Yeah.
We surprised you. Hey guys. How you doing? I love hearing your whole story the other night. It was
Were you
great.
surprised?
So you are
So
going on a
easy to
tour.
surprise.
You are giving a tour.
Hey, Dad.
Just us. We're just
So you ready? Hey.
You're really going to be waiting. Oh my God. I thought you were singing. If you had my dinner,
I'm 80 now. I was 80 after midnight.
Good to see you. Yeah.
Oh my God. Is that something? When I sat here and I said,
How are you?
I'm glad you got him. I think I'm going to do that
Nancy, we get in the car and Alex is saying, so where are we going? And Nancy's been saying General Wayne in all along. And I said, General Wayne was bought by a bunch of Indians. I said, I don't think you're going to have trouble parking there on Saturday morning.
Is it all
And she
sinking
was
in or
like,
what?
General Wayne in. So she looked at the invitation.
There's no Dominic.
There's no Dominic. There's no Dominic. But talk to the
They get you? Yeah, they got me. Are you kidding me? I mean, this is like...
we're really going on the tour. I said, is that Grandpa? He said,
Okay.
yeah.
We're going on tour where?
We're doing it. Is this Dominic and the students?
It's all made up.
No, they're real people. But these are the real people going on the tour. But you're very well prepared. Is it? And we're really excited about it. Right?
I feel so disoriented.
Where's Grandpa?
Who are you?
So anyway, we didn't know where we, so Nancy looked at this. She starts reading to Alex.
Huh?
General Wayne Park at such and such and such and such street. And I said, I don't know where that is.
Hey, Elliot.
She called me one day because I grabbed the phone.
Elliot is so... What is it?
Oh, good. Yeah, this is kind of hilarious. Kind of like,
Yeah, we can't do it. But we drove right
I
by the
don't
park.
know about that. Pretty conservative.
Well, I know my brothers are not coming.
Plain?
Next t-shirt we get. Whatever it is.
Oh, wait.
And it's a new rabbi, and he just started like today. And so they thought that, well, maybe we could.
Mom told you I almost fainted yesterday.
From your blood?
I got 7 vials of blood.
I had.
That's a lot. That's everything you had,
I
right?
was like, what? And she made me all like vials and everything. And they were like warm.
Where was this?
And then I find out it was her first day at the Quest Diagnostics.
Yeah, I was like,
Drug blood.
Cleaned up.
see inside.
No, it's not.
Look inside.
It's not there. Go around the back. Okay. You should draw.
Back on choo-choo.
Oh my goodness. Amazing. Just amazing. I mean, really amazing.
Where's the Virgo string band?
One of
The what?
The string band. I was just joking that I have a string band for my number three.
We need to count off by numbers so that we know which one's what.
Or one of those, you know.
Well,
That was funny.
hey,
This is so bizarre.
That's a great parody.
Because you know what? I was just saying. I didn't see you.
Hi, happy birthday.
This is so. But I was just in there
There's
complaining
more to come.
that those guys could have been here on time. I mean, we're volunteering our time.
Right.
I worked for 3 days.
I
to do
know,
that.
you did an excellent job, and now, like
It's
I
work.
said, we have it all.
We have it.
We're excited about that.
Yeah, but I wrote this for a bunch of sociologists.
It's all right.
What, you don't think we're smart
We're
enough?
all smart.
Yeah, I think we're gonna.
You don't think we can handle what you wrote?
Everybody here. Are all grandchildren accounted for? I think we're all here.
Say happy birthday to the birthday guy. Happy birthday. Yeah, but
good. Nice white. Almost like
I think we met him.
Okay, all right. I'm sorry, I wrote this down so I'd get it right.
For a different audience.
For a completely different audience, right? First of all, let me just say this before this has been, if it stopped right now, if it was all over right now, this has been one of the best days I can, one of the best days I can remember. And you know, thank you, whoever's responsible for this, and thank you all for being here, and I understand. That's my line. Okay. Just before I start, I just want you to look at the house over there with the bay windows that are decorated in white. That's 1611 East. Okay.
That's where you grew up, on the third floor, right?
Gonna do this.
Okay.
Today is my 80th birthday. Big deal. I was born August 7th, 1930, and lived in that house, 1611 East Moyamensing Avenue, for the first 18 years of my life. I left to join the Army. A lot of you know that. The stock market crashed and the Great Depression began on October 29th, 1929. I was born in 1930. If you do the math, my mother became pregnant approximately on the same day the market crashed, give or take a week. It is entirely possible that if the market had crashed a bit earlier, causing the bad times to roll just a bit sooner, that I might not have been conceived at all. My parents, like many people then, could have decided they just couldn't afford kids, and I would have missed this wonderful opportunity to be with all of you. Think about that, Jamie Singer, Audrey Singer, Marjorie Singer, Jennifer Singer, and all of your offspring. It says, wait for laugh. But indeed, here I am. Try to put this into perspective. In that home, I lived through the Great Depression, all of World War II, and experienced the beginnings of the great economic recovery and post-war boom, which began after the war ended in 1945 when I was 15. That's all I have to say today. I'd like to take a few minutes to point out the wonderful landmarks that are here.
I hope that's not all you have to say.
Well,
We got an hour.
All right.
We got an hour.
Okay. Let me tell you what the neighborhood was when I lived here. I think it might be interesting. If it isn't, don't tell me. On that corner, the far corner there, was Jack Milner's gas station. Jack Milner always had greasy hands and pumped gas. There was no place to drive your car in. There was a bay facing Moyamensing Avenue, and the gas pump was on the sidewalk. You pulled up at the sidewalk and he pumped gas from the single. There was no premium gas. It was one gas. So he, as they said, pumped Ethel from that corner. It was a sort of an in joke if you were from South Philly. Okay. Trolley car ran along here. The house on this corner over here, there was a candy store. It's hard to see from here. You can sort of shift down a little bit if you want to. But there was a candy store on the corner, Harry Ryder's Candy Store. That candy store was headquarters for every kid in the neighborhood. He had everything. His wife made expensive hand-made chocolates in the back room, but he had everything there. Harry was one of my best friends. He was the leader of the gang of kids that lived here. The number writers hung out on his sidewalk. It was all brick. The street was cobblestone. And the number writers, playing the numbers was a big thing at the, hi. Playing the numbers was a big thing in those days. You played for 20 cents or 30 cents, and you had a chance to win a couple $100. If you played for more, you could win more. Many, many people played, very, very few won. This next building over here was the Magistrates Court. That white building with the ramp going up was the Magistrates Court, and people came and attended trials there and stood out on the sidewalk in whatever kind of weather there was until they were called in. The next house, the brick house over there, Mr. Wirtschafter and his wife lived there. Mr. Wirtschafter, I never knew his first name. He was a policeman. I think he worked up at the precinct there, but I never saw him wear an officer's uniform. He changed his clothes before he came home and wore his civilian clothes and went out and got into uniform. I think he was like maybe a little embarrassed that he was a cop. I don't know. Cops could be respected and ridiculed at that time, just like they are today.
That low building, was that there?
That was the magistrate's court.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Next to that, the one with all the gray-blue trim, there was a family. I don't remember their names. There was a mother, a father, and a kid that lived there. We shared the steps. There was no railing between us, and in the summer we would sit out on those steps. My house, 1611 East Moyamensing Avenue, the one with the very nice bay windows. I'm looking at it now, it was probably the best house on the block. My Uncle Sol, his dental office was downstairs, and you walked into an entry. His office was off to the right, his waiting room was there, and further on there was a dining room and kitchen. That made up the first floor. Second floor, he was the rich one in the family. They had a beautiful living room. She had a piano. His violin that he played was stored under the sofa. She had a beautiful Chinese chest that really came from China in that living room. It was decorated beautifully. Beyond that was their bedroom, a bathroom, and a back room called the spare room. When her sister Sushi came, she would sleep there. Don't ask me. That was Aunt Sushi. My parents and I lived on the third floor. The front room was their bedroom, living room. They had a sofa bed. And the bay window, which is there, was a place that I looked out of constantly. I was a kind of a shy, nerdy kid, and looking out the window was a great activity for, yes, me.
How times have changed.
Yes. Anyway, that was the bedroom. My room was the next room back. It had a day bed in it, and during the night I slept on it, and then during the day it was my playroom. Beyond that was a hallway, a bathroom, an eat-in kitchen, and a view of the back. From the back, I could see into the houses back here on Fernon Street. Several of them had outhouses still in the 1930s. So we could see in the wintertime, I felt sorry for those poor people running out of their house into the, and being there for 2 minutes or whatever, and then running back out again. So that was 1611. I have many, many wonderful memories, and so not so much, of that house. Next door was the Applegates, Mr. and Mrs. Applegate and their daughter Carol Ann. Carol Ann and I had a code. We banged on the third floor, and we would talk to each other with code. Connecting, there's an alleyway behind both houses, and connecting up at the top was the clothesline. The clothesline hung between the two houses and on pulleys, and there was an arrangement made whenever wash day was. Let's say it was Wednesday. Mrs. Singer would get to hang her laundry out, and Mrs. Applegate would do it later in the day, and they would switch off, and that was how laundry was handled. Next door to that was Matt Lacey's print shop. Matt Lacey had a dog, Inky. He was the mascot of the neighborhood. People always walked him up to Harry Ryder's store and gave him chocolate. God knows what that dog did. I don't know. But that was Matt Lacey's print shop. The door and the window was always open. It was hot in there, and you could hear the printing presses run all the time. He had a little job printing shop. The next building at the end of the row there was the Gypsies' house. Now, I don't know when they moved in. During my childhood, they moved in. There was a family of gypsies. God knows how many. Remember I said there was 1 or 2 or 3 people living? There must have been 7 people. They came and they went. They were shunned by everybody in the neighborhood. They were not talked to, but they lived there for years and years and years. The men always wore slightly different clothes, and the women wore gypsy garb, full regalia. Abigail Vare School, my elementary school.
Want to walk over there? It looks like there's a
Sure, let's walk over there. That was where the kindergarten kids went. When I was an only child, and we'll go over. We'll talk about the Vare School.
I have a question before
Yeah,
we leave.
yeah.
What part did the park play?
Oh, the park. The park was an essential part of life here. We kids played here when we weren't playing in the streets, which was frequent. We played in the park. We roller skated on these paths. We played baseball and football here. There was a water fountain up at the other end. You could go for a drink. We rode scooters, wagons, roller skates that fastened on with a key. That building didn't look like that. There were no swings or anything like that. That building was an old building, and that's where they stored the trash equipment and the but the park was a real important part. I saw my first superhero about over there where Rich is seated. Superman came to my street. He wasn't really, so it was a guy demonstrating toys, and he was wearing a Superman outfit, and all the kids in the neighborhood came and ran. The word got out. There must have been 25 of us or 30 of us standing around in awe of this guy demonstrating this toy that was available at Writer's store. Let's walk over to the elementary school. Thank you.
Larry, was it called Dixon Square Park then?
We only called it the square or the park. We had no idea there was a name. This was also called 3rd Street. Moyamensing Avenue didn't mean a thing. T-H-I-R-D. Moyamensing, M-O-Y-A-M-E-N-S-I-N-G, just like the Indians. Let's give this guy a break here. Okay.
80th birthday. He used to live in that house.
Oh, wow.
And we came back to see it with him. And
This gate is not going to take us anyplace. Separate from the other kids, I never went there because I didn't go to kindergarten because my mother didn't want to let me out of the house until 1st grade. I don't know what we're going to see.
All right, well, you want to talk about this or not?
Uh-huh.
We can sit on the steps or...
No, only in a few places. Mrs. Berger was my either 2nd or 3rd grade teacher. She loved me, I loved her, and she used to walk over to that corner in front of Harry Writer's like everybody else and get the streetcar to wherever she lived. I don't know. We had a classroom that opened on folding doors into another classroom so that we had an auditorium that we could use here. And my recollection is when I was a little kid in school here it wasn't Veterans Day, it was Memorial Day, was that, what's the old name for Veterans Day? Old people know this. Could have been Armistice Day, okay. Okay, we had an old man, veteran of the Civil War with his Civil War hat, came in, sat down. We had a World War I veteran, and we had a Spanish-American War veteran. All sat there. A couple of them got up and said a few words, couldn't hear them. But that was an event that took place in my childhood, Jane.
Saying it's Decoration Day.
Decoration Day, okay. Okay.
I do want to say that I talked to the principal here.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to come and talk to the kids. She's very interested in having you come visit and do a little neighborhood spiel.
Can I bring the 3 people from Penn with me?
That we're working on.
All right.
Can you talk about the demographics?
The demographics, okay. All the kids were white. All the kids in this neighborhood were Jewish, Polish, Lithuanian, Irish. That's all I remember. I don't know everybody's. I didn't know at that time that all the ethnicities of all the people. I was not interested. If they were good kids or not, we played. What I do remember was that if it was raining or cold, my mother wouldn't let me leave the house to get in line. We all got in line until the bell rang. And when the bell rang, little sheltered Larry was allowed to run out and get in line. I was always the last one at the end of the line, but I didn't get rained on. That's all I remember. Did I experience anti-Semitism? Yes. I was, a guy tried to beat me up here when I was in junior high. We had a fight. I didn't know I could hit that hard, but I hit him back and he stopped because I was a Jew. On Yom Kippur, at age 13 or 14, when I used to hang around 5th Street, the Italian kids in the neighborhood used to come looking for dressed up kids because they knew they were Jewish, and they would try and hurt them, fight them, beat them up. There was anti-Semitism. It was all over, and we lived with it. Let's go take a look. What do you want to rest? Oh, Lou, why don't you turn the engine on? You can sit in your air-conditioned car. Okay.
I want to hear what you have to say.
I'm going to talk some more. I don't know anything more about. This was a very quiet part of my. Oh, we're going to go to Fernon Street, where all of our games took place. We're going to walk. It's the next little street over. It's not an alley. It's a real street. Lou, you don't have to go. Mountain Street was decrepit, and there was a poorer class of people that lived on Mountain Street. It's okay. This was 60 years ago. Then lived on Fernon Street. We didn't play on Mountain Street. We played on the nastier people.
Your mother didn't let you play.
No, the kids chose it. But this was ramshackle compared to.
Go out and shovel snow in the winter time
Sure.
to make money?
Not to make money. I shoveled snow because in the neighborhood I helped.
Did they have a playground, or did you?
This was the play. This was it.
No, I meant when you school, when you lined up.
No,
Did you line up
no,
the
no.
street?
There was just a yard.
Oh, there was.
Before we go any further, let's all stop here for a second. I just want to talk. I want to talk about this house. Hi, Pearl. Come on over with me, honey. I don't want you to miss this.
Look, there's 3.
This was the basement. There still is. When I first lived here, the coal truck would come, and they would put the chute from the truck. It started as a horse and wagon, I believe. They would put the chute and dump the coal into the coal bin, which was right at the bottom of this. Later, my uncle converted. He may have been one of the first in the area. Converted to oil heat, and we had an oil heater, and you didn't have to run down and shovel coal into the heater anymore. I remember when I was a kid, he had the house remodeled when I was young. It could have been 41 or 42. I remember in the hallways there were little ends of pipes about 5 or 6 inches long with a cap on the end. Those were from the gas pipes when the house was lit by gas lights.
Where were they?
They were sticking out of the walls where the gas pipes had been, like in the hallway or in some of the rooms. They were just capped off when they converted the house to electricity, before my time. Okay, so.
So wait, the dental patients.
Back in the day, you didn't have big signs for anything professional. The signs were prescribed to be a certain small size, and no doctor and no dentist or professional had big signs. There was a code of ethics, and they all subscribed to it. There was also a sign in the window that said, "Ring bell and walk in." And there was an entryway. You walked in, and then you walked through another door, and that was it. There was a mail slot here. I spent much of my childhood staring out through that mail slot.
Dad, what's that thing? Up on the
What's that?
first floor. What's that thing coming out?
Oh, that was the mirror. That was, there's a name for that. You could see who was at the door.
It's called a, like
There's
a
an
busybody or something like
okay.
that.
There was a mirror that you could look at and see who was standing here. Okay. Many, many, many times someone would come to the door and you would throw them down the key, is how they got into the house. So on weekends, if guests or visitors or relatives came, you threw the key and they'd have to get out of the way because that damn key hit and bounced and could kill you. So this was it. When was this built? I don't know. I don't know.
Was it new when Saul bought it?
I don't know.
Were steps original?
Steps are original. Steps are original. Those steps are original. The railings are not.
Larry, whose job was it to shovel the coal into the...
It just went on a chute. The coal delivery guy shoved the chute and it went into the bin.
But then...
Oh, the owner, yeah. Into the owner, Saul, my father, whoever was available. Shoveled it in on the street.
You want to look?
Is it anything in there?
Yeah, there. Well, you can see the staircase and the light.
The other way.
Oh, you can look through the,
Or you can look up there.
I know this is somebody's house now, you know?
nobody lives there.
Oh, okay. Well, Mom and I came here, what, 12, 14 years ago? We came here and we rang the doorbell. There was a guy standing on the steps and we went inside.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there was nothing changed at all. It was like not a nice place, but it was a rooming house.
See it? Isn't that creepy? Is there like,
It's just like a staircase.
is there like mail in there?
Yeah, there's mail, there's mail.
Like menus?
Yeah, menus.
There's a radiator, there's something else.
I'll come back. I'll come back. I'll come back.
When he said before the start?
How you doing? Good. Is this your house? I lived there from the time I was a kid, 1930, until 1948, and I moved away. 48.